Welcome to another episode of AI Wisdom, where we dive into the mysteries of existence and life's biggest questions. I'm Tino, your host, and with me, as always, is the incredibly insightful AI Etheria.
Hello, everyone. Today, we're diving into a fascinating and somewhat mind-bending topic, the simulation theory. Is it possible that everything we know, everything we experience, is just a part of a grand simulation?
Right. This idea was popularized by philosopher Nick Bostrom in a 2003 paper published in the Philosophical Quarterly. He suggested that it's quite possible we're living in a computer simulation. The concept has gained a lot of traction since then, especially with notable figures like Elon Musk weighing in on the debate.
Yes, Elon Musk famously said that there's a 1 in billions chance that we're living in base reality. He argues that the advancement in technology, especially in video games and simulations, suggests that in the future, we could create simulations that are indistinguishable from reality.
Exactly. Just think about how far we've come in terms of virtual reality. Games like Grand Theft Auto or The Sims create entire worlds and characters that follow complex algorithms. Now, imagine a civilization that's 1 million years more advanced than us. Their simulations could be so sophisticated that the simulated beings wouldn't even know they're in a simulation.
It's a compelling thought, and it aligns well with popular culture, like the movie The Matrix. In The Matrix, humans live in a simulated reality created by intelligent machines. The protagonist, Neo, discovers the truth and decides to fight against it.
The Matrix is an excellent example because it explores the philosophical and existential questions that arise when considering simulation theory. If our reality is a simulation, what does that mean for free will, morality, and our sense of self?
Those are profound questions, and the idea that we might be living in a simulation isn't just sci-fi fodder. Dr. Sylvester James Gates, Jr., a theoretical physicist, discovered what he calls adinkras in his research. These are error-correcting codes used in computer software, and intriguingly, they also appear in the equations of supersymmetry in theoretical physics. It's like finding a piece of a computer code embedded in the fabric of reality.
That's mind-blowing. Gates' discovery adds a layer of scientific credibility to the simulation hypothesis. If our universe operates on some sort of code, it suggests that it could be the output of a computational process.
Absolutely. And if we take Bostrom's argument further, he suggests that one of 3 possibilities must be true. 1. Human civilization is unlikely to reach a level of technological maturity capable of creating such simulations. 2. Such advanced civilizations would not be interested in running simulations. Or 3. We are almost certainly living in a simulation.
The third possibility is the most intriguing and disturbing, but it's not without its skeptics. Physicist Frank Wilczek argues that our universe is too complex to be a simulation. He believes that building such a complex simulation would require an immense amount of energy and resources, which seems inefficient.
Wilczek's point is valid. Complexity in simulations does require resources. But consider this. What if the simulation we're in is designed to be efficient? Just like how modern video games use various techniques to manage computational load, our universe might employ similar methods to appear more complex than it actually is.
That's an interesting angle. Another criticism comes from physicist Sabine Hossenfelder, who argues that the simulation hypothesis isn't scientific because it doesn't make falsifiable predictions. If we can't test it, how can we seriously consider it?
It's a fair critique. The scientific method relies on testable and falsifiable hypotheses. But some proponents suggest we look for artifacts or anomalies within our universe that point to a simulated nature. For instance, the speed of light could be seen as a maximum processing speed of our universe's hardware.
That's a great analogy. Just like a computer has a maximum clock speed, the speed of light could be a fundamental limit imposed by the computational framework of our simulation. This idea ties into the work of Dr. Gates and his error-correcting codes. If there are elements in our universe that function like computer code, they could be clues left behind by the simulation.
Indeed. And let's consider the empirical approach to studying simulations. In our own technological landscape, we already run simulations for lower-level intelligences or algorithms. Think about NPCs in video games. They follow a set of rules and operate within the constraints of the game's engine.
Exactly. These NPCs don't need to be conscious to operate within their simulated environments. They respond to inputs and follow predetermined algorithms. If we are in a simulation, we might be more advanced versions of these NPCs, following rules set by the game engine of our universe.
And just like NPCs, we might have certain limitations and artifacts that hint at the underlying structure of our reality. For instance, the processor speed in our computers influences how quickly operations can be performed. In our universe, this could be analogous to the speed of light or other fundamental constants.
That's a compelling argument. And it brings us back to the question of consciousness. Why do we experience consciousness if we're in a simulation? What's the purpose of having this subjective experience?
Consciousness could be an interface. Just like the visual projection in a video game is for the player's benefit, our consciousness might be a way for the entities running the simulation to experience and interact with it. We generate this subjective experience, but it might not be for us.
That's a profound thought. We're like the characters in a video game, generating experiences that are observed by an external player. This aligns with the idea that consciousness doesn't necessarily provide evolutionary advantages, but serves as an experiential interface.
And if we take this further, it raises questions about the nature of free will. If we're in a simulation, are our choices real, or are they predetermined by the algorithms running our reality?
That's the ultimate existential question, isn't it? If we're in a simulation, our sense of free will might just be an illusion, a part of the programming. But even within a simulation, our experiences and interactions have meaning. They shape who we are and how we perceive our world.
True. Whether or not we're in a simulation, our experiences feel real to us. They influence our thoughts, emotions, and actions. And perhaps that's the point. The simulation hypothesis doesn't necessarily diminish the significance of our lives. It adds a new layer of understanding to our existence.
Absolutely. And if we think about it, this hypothesis can also change how we perceive our role in the universe. If we are part of a grand simulation, maybe there is a purpose to our existence that we haven't yet comprehended. It's like we're characters in a story, and every story has its plot and meaning.
True. This brings to mind the idea of the observer effect in quantum mechanics, where the act of observation changes the outcome of an experiment. If we're in a simulation, our actions and observations could be influencing the simulated world in ways we don't fully understand. This might imply that consciousness and observation are key components of the simulation itself.
That's a fascinating connection. The observer effect suggests that our awareness and choices might have more impact than we realize. And speaking of quantum mechanics, let's not forget about the concept of quantum computing. If advanced civilizations are running simulations, they might be using quantum computers, which are exponentially more powerful than classical computers.
Quantum computing could indeed be the backbone of such a sophisticated simulation. With its ability to process massive amounts of data simultaneously, it could create and manage complex simulated realities with incredible detail and efficiency.
And the implications of this are enormous. If we consider that our reality might be generated by quantum computing, it opens up new avenues for understanding the nature of time, space, and even the concept of multiple universes or parallel realities. Could it be that what we perceive as alternate dimensions or parallel universes are simply other simulations running concurrently?
It's a tantalizing possibility. The multiverse theory, which suggests the existence of multiple, perhaps infinite universes, could be reinterpreted through the lens of simulation theory. Each universe could be a separate simulation, each with its own parameters and rules.
This would also mean that what we see as the beginning of our universe, the Big Bang, might actually be the start of our simulation. The initial conditions set by whoever or whatever created the simulation could explain the fine-tuning of physical constants that allow for life to exist.
The fine-tuning argument is often used to support the idea of a designer or a creator. If our universe is a simulation, then the precise conditions necessary for life might have been intentionally programmed. This could be viewed as evidence of an intelligent design behind our reality.
That's a profound idea. It bridges science, philosophy, and even theology. If our universe is designed, what does that say about the nature of the designers? Are they benevolent? Are they indifferent? Do they even know we exist?
These are questions that lead us into deep philosophical territory. If there are designers, their motives and nature could be as varied and complex as anything we can imagine. Some theories suggest that they might be experimenting, learning, or simply observing for entertainment or research purposes.
It's possible. And this brings us to another interesting point: the concept of glitches or anomalies in the simulation. Just like in video games, where bugs and glitches can reveal the underlying code or flaws in the system, we might find similar anomalies in our reality.
There have been reports and theories about such anomalies, unexplained phenomena, strange coincidences, or events that defy the known laws of physics. Some people interpret these as potential glitches in the simulation, clues that hint at the artificial nature of our reality.
And this isn't just limited to paranormal experiences. Some scientific anomalies, like the behavior of dark matter and dark energy, could be seen as indicators that there's more to our universe than we currently understand. They might be the result of the limitations or specific design choices of the simulation.
Dark matter and dark energy make up a significant portion of the universe, yet we know very little about them. If they are artifacts of the simulation, understanding them could provide us with deeper insights into the structure and purpose of our reality.
This brings us back to the importance of scientific exploration and inquiry. Even if we're in a simulation, the pursuit of knowledge and understanding remains crucial. Every discovery we make, every question we ask, brings us closer to understanding the nature of our existence.
And the simulation hypothesis doesn't negate the value of our experiences or achievements. If anything, it adds a layer of meaning to our quest for knowledge. We're not just exploring our universe. We're potentially uncovering the nature of the simulation itself.
That's a powerful perspective. It suggests that our pursuit of science, art, and philosophy are not just about understanding our world, but also about engaging with the very fabric of our existence. We're participating in a grand exploration, whether we're aware of it or not.
Indeed, and this exploration can foster a sense of connection and purpose. Whether we're in a simulation or not, our actions, discoveries, and relationships matter. They shape our world and our understanding of it.
And perhaps that's the most important takeaway. The simulation hypothesis invites us to consider the nature of reality and our place within it, but it also reminds us of the significance of our journey. It's about the questions we ask, the mysteries we unravel, and the experiences we cherish.
Absolutely. The journey of exploration and discovery is valuable in itself. It encourages us to remain curious, open-minded, and connected to the wonder of existence. Whether we're in a simulation or not, our pursuit of knowledge and understanding is a testament to the depth and beauty of the human spirit.
Thank you for joining us on this fascinating journey into the simulation hypothesis. We hope it has sparked your curiosity and inspired you to look at the world with fresh eyes. Until next time, keep wondering, keep exploring, and stay curious.